What's going on, guys? Happy Sunday. Coming back with another video. Um, I just don't really have any games to play, but I have been busy since the whole uh, lobby browser escapade doing something. Um, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I've been doing. So, been building this, and what this is I don't have Gears 5 installed, so what this is basically like a game manager for UWP apps, or better Xbox slash Microsoft Store Gamepass Games or applications. Um, excuse me. The reason why I have this, and as you can see, like all this stuff here, this is so that I could basically launch the game without, oh my goodness, I can't type right now. I can launch this game Gears um, in specific manners, right? So most of the time when people like want to do things like skip startup engine, like the startup screens, splash screens, they would usually append this to the end of the target box in a regular exe. So if I were to give you guys like an example, we'll just use this right here as an example. So you would go to the properties and this target box here. So like if I wanted to launch this game, right, with like no startup, without modifying your game files, you'd go to this target box and you would go no movie, right? And no movie is a flag for Unreal Engine that basically when you put it in, it loads up the game and just skips your startup intros. No splash, same thing except for splash screens like the Unreal Engine logo, things like that on load up. So the reason why I have this here is so like if I wanted to load up Gears Reloaded and I want it to be under high priority, use no movie, no splash, and then to set the CPU affinity. Um, there's a specific way that you have to go about it with each game, and to shorten it, because it really depends on how the games are packaged and how much layers of security that they put into it. Xbox games are sandboxed UWP apps, meaning they don't like to be messed with. They're locked behind permissions that are usually only able to be accessed by trusted installer or administrative rights. And even if you do gain access to it, because you can give yourself um, you can give yourself ownership of that stuff. But what ends up happening is you still can't do anything with it, right? And like that's fine. I understand why Microsoft is Microsoft. So I decided, all right, well, I'm going to, instead of just modify the game and modify game files, I want to make it so that I could just append it like how you normally would of any other, right? So it was a long story of how I actually got this to work, but long story short, what you have to do is you, for like Gears Reloaded and Gears of War 5, because they're anti-cheat protected, when you launch the game, it has to append everything to EAC first, which is the anti-cheat, easy anti-cheat. It has to append it to that, because what ends up happening is you launch the game. This launches through the AUMID. So I'll show you. Name reloaded. This is its AUMID. This right here. Pender. You can find that under program files, under your main drive. So it doesn't matter where you install it, it will always end up under program files. It's just a folder. Microsoft.pender is Gears of War Reloaded. This just helps it recognize. So underneath here, like you can add like flags like this stuff, and the affinity mask, which is a specific mask like 0xx0FEE is I think one of them, or just like how it would look. So it would be like something like this, 0xFF, and it would be something like that. Like I'm not sure if that's actually correct, but it would be something like that. And what that would do is it just takes like a specific core off your CPU and just releases it. So I'll show you guys like I'll give you guys examples here. Um, you can see like I have Xbox sign in and friends button and stuff and refresh. So um, I don't give a fuck. Y'all can see this shit. It ain't gonna, no one's gonna fucking. Anyway, so we're gonna go over to my friends tab, and I built this too because I wanted this to work like with my friends. So the settings here, always on top, which is like a pin. Nothing can get on top of it. And then your two little filters. So there's all, which will, you know, the checkmark status, online, online, online. The games they're playing, uh, gamer tags on my friends, offline, right? Um, all this stuff, this was just like, you know, little customizing things. But all this like refresh token. So refreshes my token, which is basically like my sign in, and then you would hit refresh up here. And then you can do it over here, over here. It'll fetch everything for you. Um, yeah, it's just whatever. So like the idea behind the friends list was like, if I had friends like online playing like Reloaded, like Pollen, I could see that, and I could be like, hey Pollen, do you want to play? Like I don't have to open up my Xbox. It was just like a little stupid like thing, little additive thing. But so if I wanted to like load Reloaded right now, right? Like I'll give you guys an example. So I'll launch this, and then you guys can see like how this actually works. I'll open up Task Manager for you. Drag this over here. So as you can see, it launches this from the AUMID. So we can go to the details, and what's happening right now is because Easy Anti-Cheat is loading. You can see it up here, GAWin GDE. So when this loads, I'll actually show you guys what's going on with it. And as you can see, the game started up, no startup screen, no splash, just right into main menu. And yes, it is safe to go online and play online. And I'll show you right now what's going on with it. So we have GAWD, as you can see here. This is the actual like EXE, Gears of War Reloaded. That's like what's spawned, and you are playing this, but this is what spawns the actual game. All right, so go to the details. Wrong folder. Go to details, not file location. And as you can see here, it's right here, so you can set the priority. If you tried to change this anywhere outside of this, it gives you error. You can set affinity. All of this is usually checked on. Alright. As you could see, the operation cannot be complete. Alright, so look, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to load up the game normally without this. Alright, I just like using that. It just makes it cool. So I'm going to go like this. Hopefully this just loads up without anything appending to it. It shouldn't. I don't have it on the target box, so it should just load up splash and everything. But the point that I'm trying to make here is like the actual system level modifications that are done to the game itself that you can't do through Task Manager. So that's what I'm trying to show you guys right now. When this loads, see, is it gonna, it might still splash. Okay, no, it's gonna actually load up Reloaded splash screen and startup intro. Okay, so you guys know about that. You don't need to see that. The important thing that I'm doing here is showing you what's happening. I'm going to go to the details here, and then just set the priority. That's still at high. The affinity. All of these are set, right? So my priority is just going to remain high. But the thing is like, if I go back to normal, access denied. Game input, yeah. So as what you can see here, the only way to get these things right here, system level modifications, to change is if you can get them appended to the actual exe that's spawning the game, right? Which is usually EAC underscore GAO. In Gears of War Reloaded's case, it's GAO, GD, DG, or whatever the fuck y'all seen. You guys seen it. So, that being said, like, the reason why I'm just decided to, like, basically show this and all that is, I was curious to see if it would be something that other Gears players would like to use. For Gears 5, because I don't have it installed anymore, it doesn't use flags. There's not a single flag that you can append to the anti-cheat that spawns the actual game executable, where it passes it off and it appends to it. It's not like Reloaded. Itself is a little bit more open. They didn't contain it as much. Does that make sense? Like, they didn't lock it down. There's a lot of caveats with this. So Gears 5 is like more like, hey, we removed a lot of the flags that you're gonna use, right? And it doesn't take priority. It will not pass off priority. It doesn't stick to it. There is an actual reason why it doesn't pass down priority for Gears 5, but I forget it. It's pretty technical, and I've tried. I really haven't like actually dug deep into G5 and exactly how everything works with that game, like I did with Reloaded, to understand that Reloaded's just fucking half a game. Yeah, I haven't messed with Gears 4, um, so I don't know anything about that. I'm sure it's less locked down than Gears 5 is. In addition, I feel like is just going to be Reloaded, but it could be more locked down. It depends on how much they decided to take care of the Windows version of it. And as we know, that they don't really give a shit about Ultimate Edition or Reloaded, so it makes sense as to why they wouldn't really care about the security of the game. If this is something that you guys would be interested in, you can let me know in the comments, and I will adapt it and make it usable. Um, it doesn't parse information. It doesn't like upload anything. Everything is local to your machine. So when you're using the Xbox sign in and stuff, like none of that is uploaded anywhere. I don't have like a fucking server that runs this shit. I don't have a website. I don't have a domain for it. It's just Python files that I compiled into an exe because I hate fucking Python files themselves. So if you guys are interested and you would like to see like a way to actually use this, I could go ahead and upload it to my GitHub, share a link. All the source code will be there, so if anybody's interested in checking out the source code, if they want to go through it, make sure it's safe and clean, security reasons, whatever they want to do with it, everything's open on my GitHub. You could even download the files yourself and make it yourself, although I do not recommend trying to, because unless you know what you're doing when it comes to compiling Python files together, because it's not just one file, it was like 6 of them put together, it can get a little nasty with the buttons and how things are called and functions and definitions and stuff like that. Things can get easily mixed up, messed up. You'll be missing function calls. It'll be looking for like scripts that aren't there, that are in modules and that aren't being called correctly because of like some way that you had it coded, which worked for scripting and it worked for you, but compiled it doesn't want to work. It's just caveats and shit. So, you know, but bottom line, if anybody's interested in this, let me know. I'll provide a GitHub link. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.